I'm sorry. No, I just wanted to go home. I just wanted to get on my flight.
Okay, did you make a threat towards the airlines?
No.
Okay, so I have 3 witnesses lying to me saying that you said you were going to blow them up.
Stupid shit when you're drunk. I take it all back.
Well, you can't take back what you said.
DFW International Airport. One of the busiest in the world. On the night of May 17th, 2025, a routine call about a drunk passenger spirals into something far more serious.
Mrs. Claire Hill has been drunk. She was kicked off the first flight because she's intoxicated. Then she lost her passport. She's demanding that we put her on the flight. I said, we can't. You lost the passport, you're not going anywhere. Pulled her bags. Then she got on and she must be totally out of her mind. So she just went off on us and says, I'm going to blow you all up. I'm going to what do you say that now? I'm going to do it. Now that I told her, I said, I told you. Oh, you told me. And then I said, if I were you, I would leave the airport. And she's still hanging out. She is probably drunk as hell. And I don't know if she'll wake up and realize that she's an entitled, she must be very high. I expected 20-year-old. It's like I told her, I said, you, being British and being British, I expect more.
When she made the comment about possibly blowing something up, did you feel threatened? Did you feel alarmed by that?
I've heard it so much. You don't know when to take it seriously and when to not. I basically whipped into her. I said, don't you ever threaten me or say something like that. I said, it's repulsive. It's either you don't even joke about. We don't even say drop a bomb. You can't. Because you don't know how someone interprets something like that. So she's just like I said, I think she's just an entitled.
So, did you feel threatened by that comment she made?
Yes, but when you say threatened, I'm always threatened. That's part of it as well. I just think what she needs to do, get out. She's a British citizen. She needs to go. She can't leave without her passport. But I don't know what you do as far as, we're not here to teach people lessons. I don't know where she thinks she gets off. You can say, blow. I mean, they'll tell you, you can do British. Like, oh my God.
We'll talk to her, find out what's going on. Appreciate it.
Will you watch him? I want to talk to him real quick.
Yeah, I got you.
Hey ma'am, my name's Officer Lee. How are you doing?
Hi, I'm really good, thank you.
Alright, so where are you flying to today?
London, I'm trying
London?
to go home.
You have your driver's license for me?
No, but I did have my passport, but it's gone missing. That's why we were having a conversation. So my passport's gone missing.
So you lost your passport?
Yeah.
Okay, and how about a driver's license? You don't have that on you?
No.
Okay, why don't you have a driver's license?
We don't do that in the UK. We don't have to carry it.
Okay, do you have any sort of ID or something I could...
My passport is the most important ID.
Okay, have you had any drinks today?
100%.
Sorry?
Yes.
How many?
3 or 4.
Sorry?
3 or 4.
3 or 4? Alright, what kind of drinks were they?
Very nice.
Very nice?
Yeah.
Very, very nice drinks?
Yeah.
Okay. Were they shots or what were they? What type of drinks?
Lots of wine, have you?
1 glass of wine?
No, 3 or 4 glasses.
3 or 4 glasses of wine. Okay. How long ago did you get last drink?
I'm sorry, this feels very expensive.
I'm sorry?
Sorry, God.
I can't hear you.
Sorry, God. How long ago?
Right. When was the last time you had a drink? The last hour?
I'm at the airport, so...
Right.
Yeah.
So we're here because we received a call. You said you're gonna blow them up or something, right? Can you tell me about that?
No.
You don't know what I'm talking about?
No.
So you didn't tell them you're gonna blow them up or something along the line of that?
No fucking idea.
Okay. Could you do me a favor and stand over here and talk to me? Leaning on the table. Leaning on the table.
You ready?
No, she doesn't have one. She lost her passport as well.
That's why I'm not on the flight.
What time was your flight?
It's gone missing. It was meant to be 9:30, then the next one got delayed and whatever.
So what time do you think it is right now?
Probably about 1 a.m.
Okay. What day of the week is it? What day of the week is it?
Friday, Saturday. In the UK, Saturday probably. I'm supposed to be at home in the next 5 hours.
So,
What else you ask her?
So what type of drink she had when she last had them? What type? 3 to 4 glasses of wine.
How long ago?
About an hour ago.
Okay.
On a scale from
Yes, we're in the airport.
so let me ask you, on a scale from 0 to 10, 0 being totally sober, 10 being the most drunk you've ever been, where would you be on that scale?
So about 5.
5? You think you're safe to travel right now?
So I feel it's out there, so.
Do you have anyone traveling with you, friends or family?
No, I'm going home by myself. I want to get home to my dog ASAP.
So what were you doing here in the US?
So I'm hanging out with friends.
Get closer. You can actually hear what she's speaking.
Right.
And I've lost my passport. That's the problem. So that's a bit distressing.
Okay. So if you lost your passport, how are you gonna fly? What's your plan?
Well, I guess I'll have to go to the embassy tomorrow.
To where?
Embassy.
Okay. What's that?
You don't know what an embassy is?
No, that's why I'm asking you.
Okay. Embassy is where
The embassy.
you have a,
Okay.
Yeah,
I thought you said the
I
MC.
have to go to the embassy
Okay.
and get an emergency flight home. All talk to these lovely people.
Okay. So what were you talking to them about, or that female right there? Because we didn't get called here for no reason, right?
I don't know. Ask her. I just said I need to find my passport.
Okay. So is your flight canceled, or when is the next
Well,
flight?
I don't think there's any flights going tomorrow, which is a real problem. It's a lot of problems for me tomorrow.
Okay. So if there's no more flights going out tonight, what's your plan?
My plan is get myself a hotel, I guess, and try and find my passport.
Okay.
Yeah.
And where did you lose your passport at?
I think it got taken.
Got taken?
I think it did.
Someone reached in your purse and grabbed it, or
I
okay?
think so. Yeah. I think so.
And why do you think that?
Just common sense.
Okay. Fine.
Listen, I'm not a problem. I'm not no one's problem.
So, all right, stay right there from.
So what do you have?
She's leaning on the table. Her
Okay.
a little imbalanced earlier.
Little imbalance. You smell it?
I can smell it.
Okay. Do you see the red bloodshot eyes?
I do.
Was she not asked to leave the area?
She was threatened. She claims that the female American Airlines manager, whoever it was, claimed that she threatened her. I'm gonna blow you up.
Well, you are.
I
She
think
lost her property, so
Right.
she obviously can't keep track of her own stuff. So, what do you think?
I think it's an arrest, but I guess I'm trying to articulate what I have.
So here's what you have.
Public intoxication.
What about the other one? Do you have that as well?
She was kind of iffy on, I get threatened every day. Like, yeah, I felt threatened. I get threatened every day. I always feel threatened. So it's kind of,
Was it just her here, or was it other people?
they were here.
I just would like to get
And you should ask them too.
Okay.
How do they feel about the threat? So go ask them.
not tonight.
Hey, ma'am. So earlier, when she spoke to y'all, did she say anything about blowing y'all up or blowing something up?
So, how it started is she was asking for her passport, and she was thinking that she was going to take the flight, but we were telling her, she was intoxicated, and we were telling her, well, you need to go look for your passport. So we were telling her, just go over there. And then, so I guess she was finally trying to realize that she wasn't going to take the flight. So she was like, are you kidding me? And then she was like, you're not going to let me take the I'm gonna blow all of you guys up. So we questioned her at first, but she just kept repeating it like about 3 times.
Okay, so did you feel threatened when she said that, or did you feel threatened?
Yeah, somewhat. I don't know. It's just I've never been told that before, so I didn't really know how to take it. If that makes sense.
I got you.
So, ma'am, I'm also following with Gifford Airport Police. So tell me about what happened at the gate counter.
I'm sorry. No, I just wanted to go home. I just wanted to get on my flight.
Okay,
that's
did you
all.
make a threat towards the airlines?
No.
Okay, so I have 3 witnesses lying to me saying that you said you were going to blow them up.
Stupid shit when you're drunk. I take it all back.
Well, you can't take back what you said. So, how much have you had to drink tonight?
Quite a bit.
How much is a bit?
3 or 4 drinks.
3 or 4 drinks of what?
Wine.
Wine, how much? Big glass, small glass?
Glasses.
Big glasses? How long ago was your last drink? What time?
I don't know. I can't remember.
You don't remember? Okay. Do you believe you're safe to travel on your own?
100%. I just want to get home to my dog. That's all.
Okay. Where did you last see your passport at?
In my handbag.
In your handbag, so you can't keep track of your own property? If it was in your bag, well, how would you lose it?
I did, but I don't know. Anyone can come and lift something out of your pocket, right?
Where were you sleeping at?
Where was I sleeping at?
Were you sleeping somewhere? Were you lost it?
I was just standing here. I was just standing there.
Did they ask you to leave the counter multiple times and you refused to leave?
I know you need to.
It's a yes or no question.
I don't know what's going on here.
I need you to answer my question is what I need you to do.
Just want to go.
Okay.
I just want to go.
Well, they're going to need statements.
I'm going to need statements.
Well, here's what you have done. So, currently you're under investigation for what's called false alarm or report and public intoxication. Public intoxication in the state of Texas.
I'm definitely drunk.
Oh, yeah, we know.
Yeah.
So, you're also under investigation for false alarm or report because you threatened these people to say that you were going to blow them up, which is a crime in itself because it causes an alert. So, you are not free to go. You are detained until we are done with our investigation.
Okay.
Do you understand me?
I'm really not going to do anything to
Okay,
anyone.
sounds good. So do me a favor, take off your bag though. So what do you have? You haven't told me.
PI, looks like we do have it. They felt threatened enough to call 911.
Take your hat off and your purse off.
Don't mind me.
Huh? Take your hat and purse off. You're supposed to take weekdays, so take care of it.
Alright, give me your purse.
See your life just. There you go.
Give me a favor, turn around. Turn around.
Positive contact.
Can you find your back from me? Sorry, I don't like the way DFW teaches.
Well, there's a reason we teach that way. Just make sure there's a timeout.
You said a little bit too much to drink, right?
You've had a little bit too much to drink and you shouldn't have made that threat. So tell her what she's under arrest for.
Alright, so right now you're under arrest for public intoxication and false report.
Alright, so you should probably inform dispatch that, right? So let's do that. Well, I was going to call her over here because you always do call me. It's coming with you, ma'am. We're going through your stuff, yes.
3 words. 3 witnesses. And 1 British tourist who claimed she said nothing at all. Tonight we're breaking down every moment of this body cam footage. The policing, the legal charges, and the one question everybody's asking. Was she a genuine threat, or just a drunk woman who said something stupid she can't take back? Let's get into it. Before we even get to the arrest, let's understand what officers walked into. It's late. We're talking around 1 a.m. at DFW. A woman identified in the report as Mrs. CLA Hill has already been removed from her flight for intoxication. Not just delayed. Removed. On top of that, she's lost her passport. Her only form of ID. No passport, no driver's license, no way to prove who she is. And she's demanding airline staff put her on a plane to London. Now here's where it gets serious. According to the airline manager, Mrs. Hill didn't just argue. She allegedly said, and I'm quoting directly from the body cam, "I'm gonna blow you all up." At an airport. Post 9/11. That is not a throwaway line. That is a line that changes your whole night, and potentially your whole life. Officer Lee is first on scene. And right away notice his approach. He's calm. Methodical. Non-aggressive. He's gathering information before forming a conclusion. He asks the basics: destination, ID, and then very quickly pivots to a field sobriety-style assessment. She doesn't hesitate. She admits it immediately. 3 or 4 glasses of wine. In the last hour. At the airport. And then this exchange. She says 5. But look at her. She's leaning on the table. Her balance is off. Her eyes are bloodshot. Officer Lee even flags this to his partner on cam. This is a woman who thinks she's a 5, but her body is telling a different story. And then she says something that actually tells you everything. She's at an airport. Being questioned by police. After being kicked off a flight. And she finds it exciting. That is not someone who is tracking the gravity of the situation. Now the core of this entire case. The alleged threat. Officer Lee asks her directly. Flat denial. She has no recollection of making this statement. And here's where you need to listen carefully, because the officer then does exactly what good police work requires. He goes back and interviews the witnesses independently. 3 times. Not once, 3 times. That's not a slip. That's a pattern. And the original airline manager? Let's go back to what she told officers at the top. Now the manager does say something interesting when pressed about whether she felt threatened. That is honest. And it actually reflects a real challenge in threat assessment. When you work in a high-traffic, high-stress environment like an airport, you hear a lot of heated language. You can almost become desensitized. But here's the legal reality, and this is important. Whether she felt threatened is almost irrelevant at this point. The charge isn't personal assault. The charge is false alarm or report under Texas law. And that statute doesn't care about your intent when you're drunk. It cares about the effect of your words. Officer Lee is steady. But then a second officer steps in and the tone shifts. Stop right there. I take it all back. That is not a denial. That is an admission. You cannot take back something you never said. She just confirmed in her own words that she made the threat. The second officer presses her. And you'll notice his approach is more direct, more confrontational. He's less exploratory than Officer Lee. Some of you watching might think, is that appropriate? Is he being too aggressive? Honestly, no. At this point, the investigation is essentially complete. 3 witnesses. A semi-admission. Active intoxication in a public space. He's moving toward an outcome, not still gathering facts. Let's talk about what she was actually charged with, because this is where I think a lot of people get confused. She was charged with 2 offenses. 1. Public intoxication. Under Texas Penal Code 49.02, a person commits this offense if they appear in a public place while intoxicated to the degree that they may endanger themselves or others. She's at an international airport. She admitted to drinking. She's visibly impaired. She can't track time. She thinks it's around 1 a.m. and doesn't know what day it is. She's leaning on furniture to stay balanced. That is a textbook public intoxication case. 2. False alarm or report. Texas Penal Code 42.06. This is the more serious one. Making a statement that causes an emergency response or public alarm in a place like an airport, that is a Class A misdemeanor. And depending on the circumstances, it can be elevated. Now her defense, if she had one, would likely be, I didn't mean it literally. I was drunk. It was just an expression. And that's where it gets legally interesting. Texas courts have consistently held that in 10 matters, but so does the reasonable reaction of those who heard it. 3 airport employees, in a post-9/11 security environment, heard a passenger say she would blow up the airport. Multiple times. That's not a gray area. That's the definition of causing public alarm. Let's watch the arrest itself, because the officer's technique here is worth analyzing. No escalation. No force. She's cooperative, confused, but cooperative. And notice they're walking her through each step verbally. That's important. An intoxicated person needs more instruction than a sober one. Officers who rush this moment create unnecessary risk. She makes one more attempt to talk her way out. And the officer's response is exactly right. He doesn't argue. He doesn't engage with the protest. He keeps moving. That's professional de-escalation, not stopping the arrest, but not inflaming the situation either. Getting her in the car. Even that detail, don't hit your head, tells you something. These officers are doing their job without malice. They're arresting someone who created a genuine public safety issue, but they're doing it with care. So what do we actually learn from this footage? First, this is what entitled behavior collides with real-world consequences looks like. She described herself as British. She suggested that being British meant she expected to be treated differently. She even says, "I expect more." That framing is important. She arrived in this situation with the assumption that her status national, social would insulate her from the rules everyone else follows. It didn't. Second, alcohol genuinely impairs threat assessment. On both sides. She genuinely seems to not remember making the threat. That's not a defense, that's the danger. You can cause a major public safety incident and have no memory of it. That's exactly why public intoxication laws exist. Third, airport employees are undertrained for threat response. Listen to what the first manager said. "I've heard so much, you don't know when to take it seriously." That should concern all of us. When workers in one of the most sensitive security environments in the country become desensitized to bomb threats, that's a systemic problem, not just an individual one. And fourth, "I take it all back," is not a legal strategy. You cannot unring a bell. Once those words are said, in that environment, to those people the investigation begins. The law kicks in. And your recollection of events becomes largely irrelevant. Mrs. Hill was charged with public intoxication and making a terroristic threat that disrupted a public place. She wanted to get home to her dog. Instead, she spent the night in a Texas jail cell because of words she says she doesn't even remember saying. That's the thing about what you say in public spaces. You don't get to decide how it lands. You don't get to decide who hears it, or how seriously they take it. And you definitely don't get to take it back. If this footage taught you anything, whether it's about your rights, your responsibilities, or just what not to say at an airport after 4 glasses of wine, drop it in the comments below. And if you think the officers handled this correctly, or if you think something went wrong, I want to hear from you. That's what we do here. We watch. We analyze. We talk about it. Like the video if this gave you something to think about. Subscribe so you don't miss the next breakdown. And I'll see you in the next one.